In this one, we're here with the infamous Tarcy. He's had an amazing journey towards this beautiful Audi RS6, but not so great of a journey with his wheels. What happened there?
So that's how we're going to start. I thought we were talking about the cars themselves today.
The wheels are part of the car.
So, yeah, I get it. But oh
Hey,
boy,
Jeff.
here we
I
go.
just got this wheel a couple of days early and I ran out of space in my garage. I was wondering if I could just store it here.
How do you get a wheel in 3 days?
No, I'm not Tarcy.
It took you 9 months.
Took a long time, but why don't we focus on the cars and talk about the wheels another time? So
Anyways, thanks, Prabhu. I'm just going to leave this here.
Yeah, I'll take
Tarcy?
care of it.
Emotional damage.
Thank you, Tarcy, for jumping on this video with us. It took us a bit of time to get you organized to get into the show. I actually called it a show. Wow.
it is a show now. I agree, it's a show.
You have a beautiful Audi RS6 here. Your journey to this car has been amazing as well. You've had a variety of different cars. Can you share a little bit of that with us?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, thanks for having me, Prabhu. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I've had, the list is quite long. I probably won't go through them all today. We probably won't have time. But I want to say maybe the first vehicle that I started out with that really got me into modifying and really got me interested into cars was a 92 Acura Integra GS.
Man, that's crazy. Eh?
I wanted a GSR, but for those that know, GSRs are very hard to find. I tend to be attracted to the cars that are very difficult to get, but that's a car that I wanted. Couldn't find one, couldn't get one. Settled on the GS, which I was very happy with, and really started heavily modifying it. So turbo, full motor builds, 450 wheel, wheel horsepower.
Your Need for Speed Tarcy back
Absolutely. It was a big deal for me. And I'd spend my weekends at Lustville Dragway. So for people that live in the area, it's about 45 minutes from Ottawa, give or take.
That's awesome.
And you can go race your little car there.
Straight line.
Yeah, straight line, quarter mile, and brag about your times. And then figure out why you were slower this week versus last week. And when you just spent all this money on these new mods. So it was fun. So that's really what started my journey. And that really got me into understanding the world of automotive and just modifying and the different people that you meet and the groups and stuff. So that's kind of where it all started. From there, I ended up selling that car and jumping into a S2000, Honda S2000.
That's a beautiful car.
Love that car. Didn't drive it very much. Not much you could really do to it, to be honest. I did turbocharge that car as well. Did not take it to the drag strip, but I basically modified it a little bit. Wheels, lowered it, and just kind of...
AP1 or AP2?
AP1. AP1,
yeah.
So it had the 9,000
RPM.
RPM, which was pretty cool. So
that was the party piece for those S2000s.
Yeah, exactly. Amazing car, fun to drive. Amazing gearbox too. It was one of my favorites to drive for sure. And then shortly after that, I probably had that car for about 2 years. Sold that, and then I was on the hunt for an RS4, B7 RS4. Couldn't find one. Settled on an S4. I seem to be settling on a couple cars. Settled on an S4 B7. It's funny because I bought that car and then immediately started looking for an RS4 again. So I thought it would hold me over for a bit. It did not. And within 90 days, 3 months, I was into an RS4. Ended up trading that car in to get an RS4.
That's amazing. But the S4, the B7s had V8s.
They did. So
they sounded amazing.
Absolutely fantastic sounding car. It had an exhaust on it as well. Had that rumble. Great car. It was a great car for the 3 months that I had it. Didn't really get to enjoy it that much, but the true car, the car that I really wanted was that B7 RS4. Which I was able to get my hands on, which was pretty cool. So
that's what kind of got you in the German trend, eh?
Exactly. I mean, they nailed it with this one. So yeah. So I mean, that's a car that I really enjoyed, and that's what got me into the Audis. And then ultimately, there's a few more in between, but this is where we're at today.
There was a point in that Audi journey maybe a little hiccup.
Yes.
Where you ended up with the BMW there too.
I did, and I'm glad you brought it up because it's a car I absolutely love. An F80 M3, it was a 2016, heavily modified, air ride, wheels, multiple sets of wheels, you know, but that car, pretty special because it's, you know, allowed me to meet the people that we hang out with today, yourself, you know, our buddies Lucas and Eric and the gang. That car reminded me a lot of the RS4, just the way it's set up, four-door,
the F8,
yeah,
the
the B7 because of the wide fenders, the big bulky look. Obviously, it was a turbo engine, not naturally aspirated, but just looks alone, it kind of brought me back a bit.
It had a presence with the airbags,
absolutely,
like the air suspension that you put on them. It was it was amazing.
Yeah, so that was a fun car. So yes, that was my hiccup, as you said, and then I kind of got back into Audi.
Well, a hiccup on your bank account too, because now when you met the rest of the group, the modding craze just even accelerated.
I would have never thought I would have modified a vehicle that much. I mean, I'd done it before, you know, obviously with the turbo, with the Acura, but when it came to the F80, I went, it's just such an easy platform to modify, and when you have the friends that we have and the folks that we hang out with kind of pressuring you there, it makes it easy to spend that money.
Well, the desires to get back into Audis was real, so you ended up transitioning out of that into another Audi?
Yes, yeah. I ended up getting an R8. Yes, I almost forgot. Yeah, the gated manual, the carbon blades.
Yeah.
It was also lowered, slammed on I booked T37s on that. I got a little heat from a few people about having Japanese wheels on a
Tarcy
German
is
car.
all about creating controversy.
Yeah,
that's his motto.
I do. I just like to shake things up. So, but that car was amazing, and the only reason I got rid of it, I wish I could have kept it, was because I felt that, you know, I wasn't enjoying it enough. I wasn't driving it. So I wish I could have added something to it, but I just couldn't do it. So
I could have helped you out, you know?
Yeah.
To reach out.
Yeah, no doubt. It didn't take long for me to sell it, so I ended up selling it, and that's the next step was this guy here. So that's what got me into this. This is a car I've always wanted. You know, as many people know, you can't get the wagons in North America, the Audi wagons. So when this became available, it's funny, we were at that Cars and Coffee that you were at as well, and our good friend Martin.
Yeah.
We knew his RS6 was coming. I had the R8 at the time, and you know, I rolled in and I'm like, I can't wait to see this car because I've heard so much about it. And you were actually filming, which is awesome, and you have the footage. And I had Martin's like, yeah, go check it out. I open the door, I look inside, and I'm like, I'm just talking to myself. I'm saying, I need this. I want this. And you asked me the question. You're like, so, what's the deal? And I'm like, I'm getting one.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I started the search, and I ended up finding this one right here.
Why an RS6 though? I mean, there's the RS7.
Yeah.
Maybe it's very controversial, but I like the sloping lines, the sport-back lines of the RS7.
Yeah.
But many say that the RS6 is a better looking car.
Yeah, so it's a great point. I know people are kind of divided on the looks. I personally prefer, this look over the S7.
Yeah.
Kind of that sportback look. Personal preference. I really, this car, it's for me, it does it all.
Yeah.
I can drive it in any weather condition. Like I've enjoyed a winter with it already, and it's been absolutely amazing. I absolutely love driving it.
That's what I love about these Audis, the Quattro system in our Canadian winter.
Oh yeah.
Ontario or Ottawa winter.
Yes.
It just annihilates the snow, right?
Absolutely. Winter tires and you're good to go. Like it's amazing. And
you obviously don't ride at this land in the winter.
No. I do ride low. I like to ride low even in the winter. I'll sacrifice the undercarriage a bit just for that look. But no, not this slow. But the nice thing again about this car is that it has factory air suspension, and you can manipulate the suspension to cater to your driving needs. So it's it's one of the other special things about this car. So
the fact that the RS6 is maybe only going to be in Canada or maybe this generation, not sure if the next generation is going to come to Canada.
Right.
There's rumors that they may not come. That makes this even more special, right? The fact that you have it, in my mind, I wouldn't sell.
Yeah.
I would hang on to it.
Yeah, no, it's funny, I've thought about that. You know, is this a car I would sell? And I've actually told my family, I've told my kids, I've said, look, if I ever talk about selling this car, hit me with something, because I'd be silly to let it go, and I know I'd regret it. So similar to what happened with my RS4, when I sold it, I was okay with it at first, but I had some regret shortly after.
Yeah.
And I knew I probably wouldn't be able to get a similar one clean, low mileage, you know.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Let's maybe switch gears quickly
Sure.
here, and let's talk about some of the mods that you've done to the RS6.
Yeah.
We talked about the air ride, so you've kind of tinkered with it software-wise to lower it. What else have you been doing with it?
So really not much you can do to this car. It's already got tons of power, tons of torque, so it's there in that regard. But I did add a Miltech non-resonated valve exhaust, so
That's cool.
which makes it sound absolutely amazing. Absolutely needed that right away. The stock exhaust was just a little too quiet for me. I've also added an intake system by Eventuri. Amazing intake, looks amazing as well, full carbon fiber, which is great. And then I guess we could talk about the wheels because I actually have them on the car. It took a while to get them, but not these specifically. That's a whole other story. But I do have wheels on the car, Rotiform LVS custom spec wheels, which are pretty cool. I think they suit the car well. They're quite bright because of the brushed look, but I have gotten used to it. And
I personally love the brush look.
yeah,
You know, the polished lip, I think it's a little too much. It takes the car back a few ages, you know?
right. Yeah.
A brushed it modernizes the car, maintains that sort of look for the car for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. I was kind of conflicted. I almost went polished lip. I think I was in our group chat. I'd thrown it out there and I didn't get too much not so great feedback, but I do like the look. I ended up, I'm happy with how it ended up. And I mean, at the end of the day, you know how most of us are, and myself, I've had a few different sets of wheels. This isn't actually my first set of wheels. I had another set before.
Those look good too.
BC Forged. Yeah, similar style. Probably, I won't say, you know, I could probably say I'll keep the car for sure, but the wheels I might change.
Yeah.
So that's something I might end up doing different again. So
A lot of the guys in the group seem to have spare sets of wheels.
Yeah.
You know, depending on the mood and where it takes you.
Well, the rule is you got to have two sets of wheels, right? One off the car, one on, and then
I can't convince my wife on that one yet.
Well, I haven't either, and I hope she doesn't see this video, so she doesn't know
You
about
know,
them.
Tarcy for the longest time, maybe for almost 60% of this summer, did not come out to anything because he didn't have wheels.
Very true. Very true. I was gun shy. I was embarrassed. Yeah, I did not come out to meets because of that. So, but we're good now. Right in time. Right, we're almost November here.
Now catching up for the last time.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I kind of asked this question to people as well about whether this is a forever car. We kind of touched on that already, that you're not going to sell it. But let's be real. You know, when the right opportunity comes, this car is going to hit the chopping block.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough question for sure. Like, you asked me today, would I sell the car? I don't see myself selling it, to be honest. It just does everything so well. You know, I enjoy driving it. There hasn't been a moment where I've gotten in the car and you know, resented it or said that, you know, I'm not enjoying this anymore. So I do like it. I think the only thing I would do is probably add a car to the fleet, let's say, or to the group. So that'd be about it. But for now, I would definitely keep this. I wouldn't get rid of it to get into something else.
I mean, can we talk about what that something else is?
Yeah, we can actually, because I've actually purchased this vehicle. I've officially got it. I don't have it in my possession. I'll have it in a few days, but I'm adding a B7 RS4 back to the
That's amazing.
to the group. So
congratulations to you.
Thank you very much. I'm super happy. I've been on the hunt for a little while, and it's been kind of been on my mind for a bit. And I was able to find a nice one, a really clean spec, and very close to us too.
Mileage.
Low mileage, yeah, low mileage, clean car, titanium pack, which is super rare.
That's where all the chrome accents around the windows are deleted.
Exactly.
Those things.
Yeah, and it's got so it's got that look. The mirrors are a bit darker, the wheels are a bit darker, so it's people know, if you know the B7 RS4, you'll know that it's titanium, which is nice. And I've already started the mods in terms of ordering them, so this car will be modified as well. The nice thing is it's already got suspension on it, but I'll be doing
coilovers.
Yeah, it's got coilovers, Bilsteins, which is nice, and I've already added a Miltech exhaust as well.
It's incoming.
It's incoming, yeah, not here yet.
If you want to see this car, leave a comment down below and let us know what you think.
Absolutely, for sure, yeah.
I can't wait to actually film it next year.
Yeah,
it is
too.
one of my favorite cars as well. Like, I've been in the Audi camp for so long.
Yes, yeah.
I've had A4, S4, S5, the RS5 now.
Yeah.
And I love the Audi package, you know, like the looks, the interior, so much comfort. And for me, the Quattro is what keeps this car in my fleet of cars.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you there. They're fantastic. Like I said, inside out, they do a really good job. So, and they nailed it, like I said, with the RS6. So,
with the pairing between the two, the RS6 and the RS4, it's going to be killer.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. You know, I think my kids and my wife have already asked me. They're like, "Which one are you going to drive? Like, how are you going to make that decision?" So, I don't know. We'll see. I don't even know yet, but I think I
Flip a coin.
Yeah. Now the cool thing about the RS4 is that it's manual.
Yeah.
So whereas this is, you know, automatic. It's got the auto. So, you know, we'll see how I feel on that day, and then I'll take that one out to drive. So yeah.
So like this car journey, like we've talked about all the different cars that you have. Is there a car in the history of all the cars you've owned that you regret selling?
I think, yeah, I mentioned it a little bit earlier. The RS4 was one. One that I didn't mention, that I'll probably get grief for in the comments maybe, but I did have a 997.1 turbo.
Oh.
Yeah, I did have it for a very short period of time. The reason why I sold it was simply because I just wasn't driving it. My kids were little.
Yeah.
Although you can put kids in the back seat,
Yeah.
it just wasn't working for me. So I ended up selling it. But that's one that's really special too. So
Yeah.
I've had too many that I have too many special cars. So
I know.
but those
It's
would be
so
the
hard.
two. Probably
Yeah.
the 997.1 turbo and the RS4. Yeah.
So you're active on Instagram as well. Did you go through as many cars as you've done for kind of the Instagram following and posting pictures and creating content with, or what was the main?
Yeah, not necessarily. I mean, Instagram for me started with my M3. That's the F80 M3.
Oh, it started with Lucas.
It started with Lucas and guys like Eric and Lucas kind of introduced me to that world, I guess. And as I said before, because of that vehicle, I got to meet these guys and got the knowledge behind the car, and then started doing the Instagram as well. So that's kind of where it started for me is with the M3.
Well, thank you very much, Tarcy, for coming on. Beautiful car. I appreciate you all watching the video as well. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks,
Awesome.
man.
Thanks for today, man. It was awesome. Thank you.